This one's going to be a good one. We're always building computers and we need to save money where possible. When it comes to Windows, we're able to save hundreds of dollars using sites like our good friends over at mmorc.com, who are today's video sponsor. Windows 10 Pro costs $15.29. By using the coupon code FRD35, you can get 35% discount, making your order total $9.94. After your purchase, click the extract key, copy the key, and start typing activate in the Windows search bar and paste your new key to activate. Congratulations, you have now removed that ugly watermark and you have access to all of Windows features. Once again, use code FRD35 for 35% off and use the links in the video description. Thanks for watching the build video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. The Wraith ITX from Singularity Computers are quite a unique case, and we had a lot of fun building inside of it. There are just a couple of things that I did want to point out with this case. Now, while it is very unique with the distro backplate, at full modularity and all of the custom water cooling, I do have one issue, and that is the power supply shroud. So for me, I wasn't able to use custom cables, custom sleeved cables. I didn't have any for this particular power supply. I could have put extensions in there, but then there's not enough room to really hide both the power supply cables and the extensions. Personally, what I have done is I just cut out a bit of acrylic and I put it down in here and extended the power supply cover so that it's covering even more of the cables. Without it, it looked very messy to me. So personally, what I think could be done to improve this case is maybe extend this shroud down lower. I've left out this side here so I could still get to the GPU cables in and underneath. Now, I've actually really tested out this case because we ended up using some of the Thermaltake fans, and if you guys know, the cables are really long from them and they all hook up to one controller, which is, you know, a decent size. And we managed to hide it all under there. And so I think, you know, for users who do want to use RGB fans, they normally come with controllers. They want a place to hide that. Extending that would probably be a good thing. One other issue that I did have, and it's not really a fault of the case, it's just something that is unavoidable really in a closed sort of design with no back panel. The CPU power cable is kind of just left to hang there in viewing distance, and I really hate seeing cables myself. Wasn't really much I could do because we are using the stock cables, so it's not as flexible as custom cables. I would have tried to tuck the custom cables maybe behind the radiator up the top, but I can't get this cable up there just because, you know, it's not flexible enough. Apart from that, I had a really good building experience in this case, and I really love the water cooling distro plate at the back there. Now, it's such a space saver when it comes to water cooling, especially with the pump built inside. This particular case did not come with the pump itself, so I had to source my own D5 to put in there, as you guys saw in the video. Now, this particular build is just a display build, just for featuring this case. It's going to get pulled apart, which is why we went with our Asus ROG Strix 1070 graphics card. We didn't really have any others on hand, especially with a water block, so this was the best we could do for this build. Apart from that, we've got a Z490 Asus ROG Strix motherboard. This is an ITX motherboard, and it's paired with a 10900K CPU. This motherboard looks absolutely fantastic, and we ended up utilizing its M.2 slot, put a Seagate FireCuda drive inside. We have 16 gigs of the G.skill Trident Z RGB memory in there. It's all set to white, blue, and gold was the theme that we're going for with this build. And for the cooling, we've got Thermaltake's fans taking all of the heat out of two 240mm Bitspower radiators. Now, for an ITX build, that is quite a lot of cooling, although this particular case, I would say, is one of the larger end ITX cases. But in saying that, it's still got a small footprint, so it's really nice to have in a tight, confined space. Anyway, guys, that does it for today's video. If you'd like to know more about the case or any of the specs, I'll leave those in the video description where you can go check those out. I'm quite interested to know what case you guys want me to build in next. Please leave your comments down below and we'll be sure to hopefully source that case. If you'd like to support the channel, Patreon link is in the description. It helps us do things like this, and we greatly appreciate it. You can also become a YouTube channel member if Patreon is not for you. Pretty much the same thing, helps us out and allows us to continue doing what we love. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to visit our merch link in the description if you want to get some IFR merch, and we'll see you all in the next one.